So this is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Thor God of Thunder GORR figure. It's an exclusive to Amazon only, so you will not see this in stores. And it does come packed in that white shipper box protecting this inner box. So this one finally, for the first time ever, I get a box from Amazon that is not crushed. And that's because it does come in that protective box that Amazon always does. But you can see it is windowless. It is a digital render on the front, which did bring up some controversy regarding the inaccurate pinless knees and elbows. Here's the back side. There is no read up. And then the side art right there looks pretty cool. So GORR is 7 inches tall exactly. Comes packed in with an alternate head sculpt, which is right here. This is just a version of him with his mouth open, and he's a little bit more pissed off, it seems, and he doesn't have a hood either. And then we get an alternate hand here with the necro sword, and the hand is actually molded on with the sword, almost very symbiotic here. And this is it. Now, the only thing I really dislike about this is how freaking soft this plastic is. Very easily warpable, if that's a word. Luckily, it's not warped out of the package, but it's just super soft, and I get it. Safety first, but I don't know. I don't see a lot of kids getting this figure either way. It's not available on retail store shelves either, so I don't know. At the very least, mine is in good shape, so I guess I'm okay with it. And here he is without the hood and his alternate head attached. Now, if you wanted to, you can remove this piece around his neck, and he will look like this. That takes away his cape completely. This piece is a pretty large piece that just goes over his shoulders right there. And now you got a bare naked GORR. Alright, so I know a lot of people are on the hate train for this figure, but I actually really like it, and I think the highlight of the figure is the head sculpt for sure. This is the standout of the figure. And his height, I mean, I didn't expect him to be this tall, so that was kind of surprising, but I think the head sculpt really steals the show, at least for me. They did a good job with this. The printing on there is fantastic, really no complaints, and if I bring in the alternate head for a closer look, again, paint apps and detail are on there pretty nicely. I really dig it. His head tails, we'll just call it that. They do have some pink paint on them on the ends of it. And then here is the body, which is the Grim Reaper body mold, which is an old body mold. That's probably my only gripe about it, is that, yeah, it's 2022 and we're paying higher prices for these figures. At the very least, give us the new body mold. But this body does work. He does have the pins right there. This one doesn't bother me as much as Mystique bothers me, so it's no big deal for me. Now, for somebody that's more of a bigger Thor or GORR fan, then I can understand why you're a little bit more pickier than I am. But for our first GORR figure in the Marvel Legends line, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Overall, the printing of all the black paint on his body is painted on pretty clean. I have no quality control issues that I know of. There's his feet. And here's the back side. And here he is with the alternate hand with the necro sword attached. And this hand does not have a hinge, it's just a straight peg, so you won't be able to hinge it at all. You can only swivel it like this. But it does look pretty dope when it's attached to the figure. Alright, so it has been like 7 years since this body's come out, so we'll go through the articulation again. His head is sitting on a barbell peg, but with the hood on, and even with his alternate head because of his head tails, it's not going to look up or down too much. There's some movement, but nothing crazy. Left and right, pretty good. Head tilting, not so much either. Arms are going to go all the way around. They go forward, in and out. It extends about this far. There's a bicep swivel. We have our double jointed elbows, and then a swivel at just the necro sword hand. And then the regular hands do have a hinge, of course. So we have the swivel and a hinge there. Ab crunch at the torso, there is a waist swivel. Legs are T-jointed and they do kick up about this far. They go back down. In and out, let's see what he can do. About this far. And there is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. We have a shin swivel here. And then an ankle hinge and an ankle rocker at the foot. So here he is next to Thor, and this is the Thor that came out in the Avengers wave, the Odin All-Father Build-A-Figure wave, way back. This is an older one, but I still like this Thor quite a bit. And you can see that he does stand quite a bit taller than GORR, which he is 7 inches tall, so Thor is probably around 8 or 9. And here he is next to that Build-A-Figure that came from that wave, which is Odin himself. And this wave was kind of special because you could build 2 different Build-A-Figures, very slightly different, with Thor or Odin. And here is that Thor version of the Build-A-Figure, and he stands just as tall as Odin. And here he is next to this version of Thor, which came out way back in Series 1 of the Return of Marvel Legends back in 2012. And next to some other figures I just recently reviewed, just to throw it in there just to promote it a little bit, in case you guys missed out on the review. Check it out. I did review Bombastic Bagman Target exclusive. And then we have the Walmart exclusive Cell Shaded Spider-Man. And then lastly, I'll throw in the Iron Man from the Hasbro Pulse exclusive pack with the Proton Cannon. And here we have him next to Null, which comes in the 2-pack with the Venom and Wings. Alright, so overall, I really dig this GORR figure, but for 30 bucks, it's a little steep for that price. I feel like it should have been a $24.99 release, especially since it's on a 7-year-old body mold. We could have at least gotten that price tag for such an old body mold. 30 bucks just seems a little too steep, and that's 30 plus tax, and if you don't have Prime, then that's plus shipping as well. It's just a little too much for a brand new head sculpt. But then again, when it comes to Amazon exclusives, it either goes two ways. It either sells out and you don't see it often, or it's in stock for a very long time and you will see a clearance or a price cut on it. And I think that's a possibility for this release. You might be able to snag this guy at 20 bucks even, or maybe less, who knows. It just depends on how well it does at release. It is a good looking figure, and what really sells the figure are the two nice looking head sculpts for sure. But a lot of people are staying on the fence because they're really upset at the 7-year-old Grim Reaper body, which isn't a terrible body, but nowadays with the price hikes, people are expecting brand new molds and pinless joints for the price. It's either that or give us more accessories to make up for it. So with that said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and leave a like while you're at it. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and as always, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.